What's up, everyone? Armwrestler here, Levi Melendy. I'm gonna try to start doing more of these for the channel for YouTube. Kind of an Oklahoma-based arm wrestling podcast because, to my knowledge, there's really nothing here in the state like that focuses on the state as far as arm wrestling goes. So this will be kind of a good forum for everyone to get on here and BS with everyone. I'll be your host most of the time. Curtis over here, he will be another familiar face. He's kind of newer to the scene the last year or two, but we're both out here in Western Oklahoma. I'm trying to kind of grow a group out here. So I will go ahead and start off by telling everyone a little bit about myself, how I got started in the sport. So I'm from Elk City, way out in Western Oklahoma. I started in the sport basically almost exactly 10 years ago, when Game of Arms was on, winter, spring of 2014. So this will be my 10th year um, in the sport, maybe not 10 years of like grinding, but definitely 10 years of being kind of involved with arm wrestling. Um, so that's kind of my intro. Curtis, if you want to say a little bit about yourself as far as where you're from, maybe kind of how you got into arm wrestling, just a little bit of all that.
Well, I got into it because of you. You made me come to hopefully we can get him to be on here one of these days, but you made me come to or no, you didn't make me, but a bunch of people told me to come to Drew's house that one day is like
Hmm. Hmm.
probably like 3 years ago. And I came that day and did all right. And I think it had I thought about it a couple of times for about a year or so. And then the end of February of last year, I randomly thought about it and I hit you up and you said that you were doing one with Adrian and Tommy in Weatherford. So I came over there and just kind of blew up since then. I think the end of March, May, somewhere around that range last year is when I first started actually like working out for it because I got tired of powerlifting. It's too hard to powerlift and have a mechanic job. You just being a mechanic is so hard anyway. You're just physically demanding. So it's just hard to powerlift and do both. So I kind of quit powerlifting for a while and just got into this. It's a little easier on me. Can't move from probably my fingertip to my shoulder. I can't really move that
Yeah,
whenever I
yeah.
go to big practices and stuff, but it's way better than my back. I can still, use my legs and stuff. So, but yeah, I live in Oak City too, whole life. So
Yep.
born and raised.
Born ready. There you go. Well, that was gonna be one of my next questions. You mentioned powerlifting, so I was just gonna ask kind of what your background with sport, with lifting, like what's just kind of your kind of background there, like where I guess was your base of strength built before you started arm wrestling?
So specific to arm wrestling, I I think mechanicking all these years has made my pronation just absolutely insane. I didn't really realize how crazy it was until I've gotten into this last year. But my powerlifting, I got really obsessed with deadlift, as you know, because
Hmm.
at one point I was kind of like just grinding on deadlifting, and my squat was real bad because I tore my knee up in a little bonfire incident a few years ago. But I think you were there, weren't you?
I don't know if I was there, but I probably heard about it at some point.
Yeah, it was a little bit of goofing around at a bonfire, and I tripped and fell in a cow hole, like
That'll do
like a
it.
small, yeah, and tore my knee up. I just got it fixed like 3 years ago, and I finally got my squat up to 400, but that was it. That was a one and done.
Yeah,
I hit
yeah,
400. I've never squatted again, I don't think, but
yeah.
deadlift was like high 500s. I never quite got to 585, which is I think that's a six plater. Never hit that, but I got pretty close within like 20 pounds. So that's about it.
Yeah, I've also found it hard. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and kind of delve into my background of strength. I've basically worked out since middle school athletics. all through high school, into college. I've maintained working out, and I mean, right around when Game of Arms was starting, I was still working out, but it was just getting stale. Um, so arm wrestling really kind of rejuvenated, like gave me a purpose for lifting rather than just lifting to lift to get stronger. It gave me something, I guess, to kind of hone in on and focus in on. Um, but I've dabbled in strongman here and there, but I've found, as you've kind of found out, that it's really hard to pursue powerlifting goals and arm wrestling at the same time because with all of your
Yes.
joint, like I've always wanted a huge bench. I've always wanted to hit 3 plates. I've gotten to 305, but strong
I think,
bench and being strong on the table, it's really hard to do those things because you rake your elbows and joints on the table. You can't train hard for your bench. So it's just kind of
yeah,
counterintuitive there.
I think mid last year, I was still going to this gym here in Elk City, and
Hmm.
I had quit doing like heavy bench. I was doing like the Julius Maddox program, and
Okay.
it was helping so much. But every time I, hit a PR, my elbows would hurt more. And now that I've gotten into this last year, I kind of quit benching because I think I went for like a 245 triple that I thought was there. And when I went for the second one, I was hollering for help because I
Hmm.
didn't set
Yeah.
up the
Yeah.
safeties. So I just kind of quit benching, and I have a little setup here. I could bench here at my house, but I don't really, I mean, for how I arm wrestle, I don't need like crazy tricep strength. I'm
Right.
way outside cooler. So I mean, it'd probably help if I eventually, if I get to like a certain level where
Yeah.
maybe I
Round
need
it
to do
out.
some, yeah. But right now, like I got really strong at some of the tricep specifically stuff. I can't remember what the heck
Hmm.
it's called, but there was this really weird tricep exercise that I found that I liked, and I got up to 100 pounds two handed with it. So
Yeah.
every time I do any like pressing with like the practices and the one super match I went to, I haven't had any pressing issues. So I'm sure
Yeah.
eventually I'm gonna find it. One of these days I'll go for a press and be like, that's not there. But
Yeah. That's one thing I've been blessed with. Just genetically, I think I've always had decent tricep power. And I just got short levers to begin with. So,
yeah, I have
um,
way long levers. My bicep is just now like you used to joke around with me back whenever you were doing the uh what was it? I'm hitting the blank right now. The strict curl when you were
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I couldn't even strict curl like 80, two-handed. I couldn't even do 80 probably like 2 or 3 years ago. And I haven't done it in a long time because last time I did it, my bicep cramped. But last time I did it, I think I finally got like 110, and I told you about it, and
Yeah, yeah,
you said it was wild that I'd put that much on it just in a few months. But I just do a lot of static bicep now, so I don't
yeah.
know if it's any stronger to be honest. I just do a lot of really long periods of time for like way less weight, like probably less than half of that most of the time.
I used to be one that would like I would go stupid heavy on like the half curls, like standing up with elbow on a bench, just doing that. And
I know what you're
I'm
talking about, the one that Devin made famous there for a little
yeah,
while.
pretty much, yeah. Like I used to do that probably most of like my first 5 to 7 years in the sport, but the last 2 or 3 years, I don't even remember the last time I did one. And it was just like 50 pounds at that point with like a fat grip on the dumbbell. And I'm way stronger now than I ever was doing that crap. So the stupid, and you see a lot of kind of like Europeans do it. They'll do like 150, 160 pounds half curling. And I don't necessarily think it's super necessary, but I don't know.
I don't like doing it, but my arm is really long, so
Yeah, no, I'd rather just do full range curls. Um, and then maybe do
yeah.
static holds, but as far as doing just a half curl, I don't think it's kind of dumb now. Former me loved it, but not anymore.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
most I've done for curls is the Giannis. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like a Giannis. What is his last name?
Amelins?
I think so. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
no
Latman.
facial hair, bald.
Yeah, Coach Ray's friend.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like the same weight class as me. He does that really weird
Bro, he's
pre
not
like
same weight class as you.
thought he was like 220.
Giannis is a 165er.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
He looks humongous for his size.
No, he's a
His
stud,
arm
man.
yeah, his arms are just built just like Devin's. But he does
Mhm.
a like a static kind of half curl sort of where he puts like his tricep on the pad and he's like almost laying down under the table and he's like doing a he'll like extend his he'll be like this
Yeah, yeah.
and
I
he'll
think
like
I've
let it
seen it.
go and then he'll yank it and he'll pronate at the same time.
Yeah,
And I started doing those and those have helped me a ton because I just don't like doing heavyweight bicep curls and doing those I can actually like keep everything tight now
yeah,
doing those all the time.
yeah. As far as half curls go, those, I mean, I think those are useful, but the ones I used to do just trying to stack the weight on, it was dumb on my part. But no, I think those, I mean, anything Giannis does, like you can take it as gospel because he's a legend of the sport.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought he was heavier than that. I'm just
no,
kind of
he'll
mind boggled.
he has matches. His Jeff Hale's last match was with him at Arm Wars in
I've watched that.
2021. Yeah,
I watched that video. Yeah,
and Jeff got hurt.
yeah.
Um,
I didn't realize he got hurt because right whenever Giannis won the last round, I would think I clicked off of it, and then I found out after the fact that he had been hurt. This
yeah,
was just like a
yeah.
few months ago. I just watching old clips of stuff from Giannis and saw that video of I don't know how to say his first name, but Hale.
Okay, let's see what we got next on the script here. Since we're talking about other guys like that, this is kind of a two-part question. Um, who are your favorite pullers to watch, and do you have any specifically that you try to like model your own kind of style after?
Um, so I was doing a lot of Devin Larratt stuff, but his stuff is just so extreme, you know?
Yeah,
Like I know
yeah,
you've seen his stuff, like he does so many singles
hmm,
and it's just I'm not here enough for that. So I was doing that for a long time, but I recently started doing a lot of the Giannis and started doing a lot of the RBJ stuff. So
yeah, yeah,
my fingers are really strong. So after I started getting into the grippers, just because I read that it kind of helps with keeping your fingers intact for your cupping, you know,
hmm,
doesn't
yeah,
necessarily help you anything else in the strap. Out of the strap, it's a little helpful. So those are probably I still do some Devin stuff. I still do his like pronation lift off the ground. I haven't done it in a while because I had that super match for left and right. And then I had that huge practice I went to in Sulphur this last
hmm.
weekend where there was going to be some really strong people. And I was just like, I'm not going to show up tired.
Right, 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 right.
So, and I just get beat up every time I go to these practices because everybody just seems like they want to bully me because I'm just like that
Because all
new.
that crap you're talking.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do mess around a lot on that group deal, but everyone that pulls me just is just mind boggled how weird I pull and
Yeah.
like I'm a low hand top roller and my pronation is just bonkers.
You've
We were
got
talking
one
about
of
that
the
earlier.
Yeah, you've got one of the dumbest hands I've ever felt. Like, and that's across all 10 years of like me pulling, like as new as you are, it's still one of the dumbest hands I've ever felt. Just how big it is compared to mine and just
Yeah.
kind of, I don't
Well,
know. It's
I just got
crazy.
in this debacle. So this is the wrist max from
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's arm is it arm sport is what it's called.
I think
So
so, yeah.
yeah, so I got the regular one because you can get it on Amazon. It's easy. And my fingers, I can actually show you on this one. I put my hand in this thing and my finger would stick through this backside.
Yeah,
Like it would just blow through it. And I was like, what in the world, man? It was driving me crazy. It just sit there and be rubbing both sides of my
yeah,
finger.
yeah,
And that's like my favorite cupping tool because I don't have a multi spinner yet, but I need to
yeah.
just make one. So I was getting real irritated with it, and I don't know how I found it, but I saw an ad on Instagram for that because obviously you know how the internet is.
Mhm.
And it popped up because I'd ordered it and it said, get you the, you know, the wrist max large or XL. And I was like, XL? It didn't exist when I got it. I got it like 4 months, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
This is the XL. And I look on there and it said for large hands, for regular hands, this, for large hands, this. And they have you measure like, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a kind of like a
Yeah.
wrinkle line right there.
Yeah.
Mine's real predominant, but from there to the tip of your finger is what they measure off of. And mine is like 8 3/4. It's, you know, not quite 9 inches, and that it was a whole quarter inch over like the minimum. I think it was like 8.5 or 8.6 is the minimum for the XL. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
got this one and it fits way better. Like my hand is humongous. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
No, it's funny. My hand don't even come up to like that part of your hand. Like you got a whole
yeah,
pad and a half on me.
I think every time, and that's what a lot of people hate pulling me because I low hand too. So people that have really small hands, you know, the way I low hand and then drive with my pronation so crazy, it just really knocks people's hands off. Like by the time the match starts, I'll have these red marks on just this edge. That's
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
they're sitting there just curling their fingers trying to get something.
Yeah.
And most people, you know, like when I grab, my fingers are over here on their thumb, like all the way around the meat of their thumb. And if
Yeah.
they start trying to squeeze with their thumb, I'm like ripping their thumb off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
I
you
guess
got a
that's,
crazy hand.
and on the like some of the lifts I do the most, I've done the Giannis thing. I haven't done a lot of weight on that one, but I've really liked doing that one for like anywhere from 10 to 50 pounds, depending on how many reps I want to do.
Mm.
But the Devon one, I did an assisted Devon one because my biceps still so crap. But I would put like something right here, holding my wrist up, and I got 133 off the ground.
Dang.
Yeah, that's the best I've got on that. But everything else is pretty crap. I mean, my cup still isn't very good. It's literally just fingertip strength and pronation. All my other stuff is pretty bleh.
I mean, already in the year or two you've been it, you've rounded out a lot more because I mean, even when you first came in, like I still couldn't mess with your hand, but I could get you just sideways because you have
Killed me
no
that one day.
sideways. But
We did
now
that practice
I,
at Tommy, and you
yeah,
killed me
yeah,
that day.
yeah,
You like chopped me or something and put me
yeah,
way out on my bicep. And I
yeah,
got my bicep static stuff a little better now, but it still gets me. Like people that are like do the same thing as you, but just maybe like a lot heavier than you,
yeah,
they'll kind of
yeah.
like back pressure and do the same thing, and it still gets me. I'll be like way out on my bicep.
Yep, yep. Okay, so
I was actually watching old clips of that.
of
I
that
was looking
practice,
yeah,
yeah,
whenever
yeah.
my phone went off and you said, whoever the singer is from my wife's ringtone, and you like brought up that singer, I think George Michaels or something. I don't remember what you said.
Oh, yeah. The
It's
Careless
that,
Whisper.
no, it wasn't Careless Whisper. It's a different song, but you said like the singer, and we all started like dying laughing when I was like trying so hard to beat you on that one little round, and I
I
started crying
remember
laughing.
I remember the moment. I don't remember, I guess, the song of what it was.
I think it's on your TikTok too.
Yeah,
I've
no, it
seen it a
is.
couple times, and it always makes me laugh because it was
Yeah.
so loud
So
on your
you out
video.
there, if you want to watch this, go to my TikTok right here. Okay, Arm
Yeah,
Wrestler.
free TikTok plug.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll go ahead and kind of gloss over who I model mine after, my favorite pullers. Just based on like body types. Um, me and Jeff, I don't say me and Jeff Hill are similar, but I try to, because he's like height and everything, just stature wise, me and him are really similar. So that was just kind of a natural person for me to kind of gravitate towards. Um, his style and Coach Ray are very similar. Um, we're all kind of shorter inside guys. So those are two I would say I'm probably closest to as far as who I model my game after. But as far as who I just love to watch, I love watching RVJ. I love watching him talk shit. I'll listen to anything RVJ.
He's
He's just
funny.
he's so entertaining, man. I love watching him.
What's
Um,
funny about him is whenever he goes on and on about this, and this, and then he'll throw in for some random reason at the end, he'll be like, "This is just my fucking opinion."
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what he says at the end. You can tell
yeah.
he's just like kind of just talking crap at the same time that he's trying to like, help people with different
Right,
styles and
right,
stuff.
right. No, I love watching him. I like watching Toddzilla, man. He's every
Oh,
time,
I do some
every
of Toddzilla stuff too.
every time I think he's like, there's no chance. Like, okay, finally a European. He's not gonna have a chance. He's in it, and he's damn near 60. And just like
I
his
didn't know he was
style,
that. I
yeah,
didn't know he
he's
was that
like,
old.
I think I could be wrong. I think he's like 57, 58.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wow.
And just the ugly style, but it's just such an entertaining watch. So
Yeah,
RDJ,
I started.
Toddzilla, um, Morozov. I really like watching Morozov too. Um,
Who's
and
that?
Devin. He's that the guy that pulled Kardashev here about a month or so ago, the Russian guy. Or is he Russian? Ukrainian?
Hmm.
Or actually, no,
I,
I'm pretty sure he's from Kazakhstan. Maybe.
I feel like I watched the match, but I just can't put
I
a
gotta
finger
look
on who
this
that
up,
is right now.
fact check myself real quick.
Are you talking about Toddzilla? I tell you what, like his weird pronation side pressure workout
No, yeah,
is
it's crazy.
it is really hard. I've done all kinds of different like pronation workouts, and I mean for me, most of them come easy. That one completely just flips me on my head. It's so hard.
He is Kazakhstan. It was something Eastern European or Western Asian. Um,
Does he have a beard or what? What's he look like?
hold on, let me pull up a picture. How do you not know who Morozov is?
I'm still learning who a lot of them are. I go and watch clips all the time. If I get bored watching, I
Can you see that?
yeah, I remember that guy. Is that the guy that beat Devin left-handed?
Here recently? Like at the Arm Wars thing?
Yeah.
No, that was Jablonski, or however you say his name.
Oh, yeah, that was Camille. Yeah.
Or
Yeah, you're right.
Blonsky, whatever.
The Golden Dragon or whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that dude looks super familiar. But anyway,
We're gonna get to the interesting part. We're gonna wrap it up with this. It's kind of the same question, but three parts. Um, where do you think you sit right now in the state? That's part one. That's part one. Part
ooh,
two,
big.
what's kind of your short-term goals? Like, where do you think you can sit within the state in the next year or so? And then long-term goals, like, what's your goal as far as like the next 5 years? What are you trying to accomplish? So you can start out with the right now, and then a year out, and then like 5 years out.
Number one, big number. We're gonna say 4 or 5 digits. But
Wait,
depending, I
what?
don't know. On the first one, what am I ranked right now in the state?
4 or 5 digits? You're ranked a
Yeah,
thousand in the state?
I, bro, there ain't no way. I don't know. I mean,
I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
yeah, maybe, but I also haven't been the big one is I haven't been to any tournaments yet. I'm gonna go to that one on April 20th.
Yeah. Hey, we're trying to
And
talk ourselves into matches right now, Curtis.
oh, you talking about for April 20th?
I'm just saying in general.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna pull Tim Hunt off. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull him the
Yeah.
20th. It might
I
be
like
after
Tim.
that. Yeah, he's so nice. One of the nicest, like older. I don't know how many people have met him on here, but eventually maybe they will. But
Yeah. Yeah.
he's 71.
Yep. Something like that. He's up
Absolute,
there.
absolute cannon of
Oh yeah.
arms.
Yeah.
Like, man, his arms are humongous for being his body size. He is humongous. But number two, I would like to be like, I don't know about the actual whole state, but I would really like to be top five on the brother in arm ones at least,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I don't know if that holds holds anything against the other places, but I do want to start going at least every other month, maybe, because it's kind of hard. 'Cause I got a little 2 year old, so
Right.
and I
Right.
work a
Right.
ton, but I want to try to go to some other like areas. Like I want to go to Coils practice in Tulsa. I went to that Tulsa one. You know where Oak City is. I'm way out here, so
Yep.
it's a long drive. When I went this last Sunday, it was 3 hours one
Yeah.
way to that
That's
so
brutal.
just to a practice, you know. So I want to go to Jim Coils and meet some of them. But I don't know. I think on for number two, I'd really like to be at least, I don't know, top 100. I don't know if that's good or bad.
But you're gonna be a lot. You're top 100 right now. Like I don't even know if there's 100 in your weight class.
For 242 or 220. If you're talking about 220,
Just period. Like there's not that many of us that are like active and
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna start going, especially next year. So next year for sure. This year I don't really know, but next year I'm hoping I'll be in a little bit better like financial situation
Yeah.
and I could really start going to some big ones, like some big tournaments, because
Right.
I just think I can really like just throw some people off. Because I'm like, I don't know, I pull so weird. Like I think
Yeah.
especially I really like that Toddzilla thing. If I could get good at that and the way that I already low hand, I would have one of the weirdest like lanes that people don't expect. Like low hand with a good amount of side pressure. Like it'd be weird. And I'm so comfortable there. I don't even mean to. I'll go pull with people that are like normal top rolling people and they're like, climb, climb.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just don't. I'm just
Right.
sitting there like this, just torquing on people. And my
Well, once
fingers are
you
so
make
long.
that
So
mental connection, like you're as stupid as your pronation is now, like once you're able to climb and do everything, like it's gonna be stupid.
yeah. And it might even be helpful with the way that I'm so comfortable right now. Like if I can take hits or hit whatever, both ways. If I can hit in a low hand or take hits in a low hand, and then I have all the room in the world to climb because my thumb is so big. I normally will start like this. So like this, all this gap right here is taken
Hmm.
up because of how big my thumb is.
Yeah.
All I got to do is just have enough rise to just yank up over people. And I start and I take it low hand and they can't have their fingers aren't even touching back here. And then I come over the top if I can, get better at
Yeah.
that. But I'd be one of the oddest poolers. I don't think you're full of it. I'm not top 100 right now, but I know I'm pretty good, but I'm not top 100. You're full of it.
There's there's I really don't think there's that many in the state. You're my personal assessment based on like what I've seen from your videos and from other videos, because I legitimately think like what's going to be your kind of main weight class? Are you going to stay 242s or are you going to cut to 220 for actual comps?
I can cut the 220 really easy. I'm probably like at the end of the day, and I eat really bad. Like whenever I eat really, really bad, I'm like barely over 230.
Yeah.
My metabolism is bonkers. If I quit eating just like cookies and Oreos and stop drinking Dr. Pepper, I lose like 10 pounds. And like I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding, like 4 days. It's literally crazy. My wife hates it. She's just like, I didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, from
So
my assessment, I think you're probably in the like trying to because I don't know everyone across the state and I may be like leaving out names in my own head. Um, but I would say you're probably comfortably in the 30 to 40 range, if not a little higher.
well, I'll keep that in mind, but I don't know.
Only one way to find out. But yeah, touch on like your just kind of long-term goals real quick.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. depending on how the next year, at least 1 to 2 years goes. If I don't have any injuries, sorry, my cats drive me crazy. If if I don't have any, injuries in the next 1 to 2 years, I think I'm gonna be decently good at the anywhere from the 242 or 220 class, but I know the
Mhm.
classes are a little different when you really like get up into the like the pro level and stuff. So I don't know. Something along those lines. I mean, I would like to it'd be cool to be on something, something live.
Right,
So
right, right. That'd be dope.
I don't know who knows in the next 5 years if there's going to be the same ones. There's so many right now, but
Right, right. Those main ones will always kind of stick around. The smaller promotions will come and go, but I think those core ones are going to be there.
yeah, and
Um,
that one's coming back. I can't remember which one it's called. Oh, crap. It's the one that he was on a ton. He made a comment that he
WAL.
knows maybe. I think he said that one of the biggest ones is coming back.
Yeah, I've heard rumors about WAL for like 3 years now. So
Yeah.
we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Um, well, I guess I'll touch on my kind of personal goals, like where I see myself now, and then we'll wrap it up. Right now, currently, so there's probably 5 or 6 guys that I know I can't really touch right now in my weight class. But as I say currently, I think I'm still probably right on that cusp of top 10 for 176. Um, but there are guys out there that I probably don't know that would probably kick my ass, wipe the floor with me. But the guys
Yeah.
that I'm aware of right now, I think there's only 5 or 6 that I can't really touch. The rest I think I'm pretty competitive with. Um,
One of
but
them,
I'm
Isaiah.
still
Man.
Isaiah. No, he's one of the 5 or 6, man. That kid's nasty.
Yeah. We'll have to try to talk him into getting on here one day. He's
Oh, for sure.
wild, man.
For sure. For sure.
Just for example, since you're gonna tell everyone that I'm like top 30, 40 at my weight class, this kid beats me. He, it's just an absolute unit of a
No, he's a freak
176.
and he's what, like 18, 19?
Yeah. He's
No,
like
it's crazy.
19. He's like 19 or 20. Absolute freak at his weight class.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
I can't beat him. He's wild.
No, it's crazy, man.
But anyway,
But here in the next year or two, I guess short-term goals, if I can finally get healthy, I've been trying to get healthy for like 2 years, it seems like. If I get healthy, I think I can start competing with the fifth or sixth guy that I'm talking about. Long term, I'd love to be in the discussion for top 3 in the state. But there's some stupid heavy hitters in my weight class. Jeff Hale, Corey Johnston, Brody Perkins, Keegan
sure.
when he's not super inflated, Isaiah. But outside
Keegan
of
might
those
not.
guys,
I don't think Keegan's coming back down there again, buddy.
thank goodness. Thank
He's two.
goodness.
He was 250 2 months ago.
That's wild. I mean, he's still just stupid competitive at 198 if he ever gets back down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
You
those are
forget
kind of
Eric.
where I see myself to where I stack up right now. We got a minute left on this timer, so we kind of gotta wrap her up. But for future stuff, we'll get into rankings, BS, and where we think people stack up with one another, all that good stuff. And we'll do more
We'll
kind
get
of
Tommy and Reggie on here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Once we get closer to events like the one in April, we'll start talking about that stuff. But this was a good intro for our first one. And then we'll just build it out from here. You guys out there get used to seeing me and Curtis, and we'll have other guys on as well. But for now, see you guys later.